It was not just football, it was drama, it was destiny, it was all or nothing.
Karim Benzema e a responsabilidade de colocar o Real Madrid perto da final. Benzema!
These goals aren't just bangers, they are memorable because they were born from faith and went down in history. Today, you are going to see part 4 of the most emotional goals in the dying moments of the game. It was the Champions League quarterfinals, 2016-2017 season. Barcelona versus PSG. The first leg at Parc des Princes, 4-0 to the French side. Barca needed a perfect game. Right at 3 minutes, midfielder Rafinha drove down the right. He put in a cross on point. Defender Marquinhos jumped and headed it back. The ball bounced in front of midfielder Verratti. Luis Suarez appeared. He nodded it in. Goal. Barca started the story. 1-0. The Catalan team kept the pressure on. At the end of the first half, Suarez played a 1-2 with Iniesta. The Uruguayan tried to launch the Spanish maestro into the box. Marquinhos appeared to cover, but he messed up. Iniesta controlled it. He backheeled it. The ball deflected off fullback Kurzawa. Own goal for PSG. 2-0 Barca. Still needed 2 more. The second half started with even more pressure. With 2 minutes on the clock, Iniesta launched Neymar into the box. Fullback Meunier slipped. He took down the Brazilian. Penalty for Barca. Messi stepped up to the ball. A powerful strike. Goalkeeper Trapp stretched, but couldn't reach it. It was the third for Barcelona. PSG almost responded immediately. Meunier chipped the ball over Neymar. He put in a low cross from the right. Cavani came sliding in. The ball smashed against goalkeeper Ter Stegen's post. At the 62-minute mark, another chance for the French side. Free kick in the midfield. Kurzawa flicked it on with his head, and Cavani hit it first time. The ball hit the back of Ter Stegen's net. 5-3 to PSG on aggregate. A total buzzkill. Now Barca needed to score 6. It seemed impossible. And the very next minute, the French side almost scored another. Midfielder Draxler put Cavani through on goal. The Uruguayan striker shot low, but Ter Stegen shined. He saved it with his left foot. Everything seemed lost. Barca needed a historic feat. But starting from the 88th minute, the unexplainable began to happen. Free kick near the PSG box. Neymar took the ball. The star put it perfectly in the top bins. The 4th goal. Trapp didn't even move. Still needed 2. And right after, Messi launched it to Suarez inside the box. Marquinhos tried to block, but the Uruguayan dived and the ref fought it. Penalty for Barca. Neymar took charge of the kick. A placed shot, the 5th. Now, only 1 was missing. And already in stoppage time, the final miracle. Neymar received it in the midfield. He launched it into the box, the last ball of the game. PSG froze. Fullback Sergi Roberto appeared and stretched his body. Free, completely onside. Historic. He poked it into the corner. The 6th goal. A miracle from the Catalan team. Unbelievable.
Pra perna esquerda, Neymar levantou! Sete Roberto! Minha Nossa Senhora! O impossível aconteceu, meu Deus do céu! Gol!
The biggest victory for the legendary MSN trio. To this day, the biggest comeback in Champions League history. The next game was another clash of giants, Bayern Munich versus Chelsea, in the 2012-2013 Champions Final. Final at the Allianz Arena, and for the first time, the German club could win the Champions League on home turf. The Germans were chasing their 5th title. The Londoners wanted their first European trophy, and finally justify the years of investment in the club. The home team started pressing. Right at 20 minutes, Robin sprinted down the right. He invaded the box, shot with power. Czech managed to make the save with his legs. The ball still hit the post and went out. A futsal-style save. At 36, it was Chelsea's turn to bring the danger. Striker Kalou had a go from outside the box. A placed shot into the corner. Neuer stretched out. The game remained tense. Every attack, every cross, every shot carried drama. Bayern couldn't get past Chelsea's parked bus. The English team defended however they could until 82 minutes. Cross from the left. Thomas Müller appeared at the back post. The German headed it into the ground. The ball bounced, fooled Czech, and died in the back of the net. 1-0 Bayern. A heavy blow for Chelsea. Parking the bus didn't work, but the Blues hadn't given up yet. At 88, corner for Chelsea. Drogba got ahead of his marker. He headed it like a missile. Neuer still touched it, but couldn't keep it out. It was the equalizer. 1-1. total emotion, Chelsea was alive in the hunt for the trophy. In extra time, more drama. Right at 92, penalty for Bayern. Drogba took down Ribery inside the box. Robin stepped up to take it, but the Dutchman crumbled under pressure, and Peter Cech shined another spectacular save. Everything would be decided in the penalty shootout. Schweinsteiger hit the post. Drogba took the final penalty. It was victory for Chelsea.
He's done it! The greatest night in the history of Chelsea Football Club. European champions. They've beaten Bayern in their own backyard.
One of the biggest idols in Blues history did his job. He left crying with emotion. The impossible happened. The Londoners conquered the first Champions League in their history and turned a dramatic, epic, intense game into a historic chapter for the club. Another Champions League game, Manchester City versus Real Madrid. In the semifinal of the 2021-2022 season, City won the first leg 4-3. A draw was enough for the English side. Real needed a 2-goal difference to advance. A 1-goal lead takes it to extra time. And what happened at the Bernabeu was madness. Before 20 minutes, De Bruyne made a perfect pass to Bernardo Silva inside the box on the right. The Portuguese player shot with his right foot, but Courtois palmed it away to save it. Big chance for City. It was the only clear chance of the first half. But right from the kickoff of the second half, Real brought the danger. Cruz launched Carvajal on the right. The fullback crossed. Vinny Jr. arrived shooting with his left, but the Brazilian arrived off balance and the ball went wide. Real's best chance wasted. The game continued to be scrappy. And at 72, a deadly transition from City. Gundogan played it to Bernardo Silva. The midfielder advanced with space to spare, played it to the right. Winger Mahrez arrived like a rocket and unleashed a screamer with his left into the back of the net. 1-0 City. Qualification was in the English team's hands, and the second almost came at the 85-minute mark. Fullback Cancelo fired a bomb. Courtois stretched and palmed it aside. The Belgian keeper avoided another goal. The next minute, winger Grealish sprinted down the left. He went past two defenders and chipped it past Courtois. Fullback Mendy appeared to save it on the line. It would have been a worldie, but then the weight of the shirt came into play. 3 minutes later, Camavinga found Benzema on the left of the box. The Frenchman knocked it into the middle. Rodrigo got there first and sent it into the goal. It was the equalizer for the Merengue team 1-1, but Real still needed more. And in the next play, it happened. Carvajal crossed from the right. Rodrigo jumped in the 6-yard box. He delivered a perfect header. The stadium exploded. The Brazilian wiped out City's advantage in 2 minutes. An incredible star quality. The game went to extra time, and right at 92, penalty for Real. Camavinga received it, played it to Rodrigo on the right. The Brazilian crossed to Benzema, but defender Ruben Dias came crashing into the French striker. Penalty given! The number 9 stepped up. Benzema ran up, shot into the right corner. Ederson dove the other way. Goal for Real. 3-1. The heaviest shirt on the planet was making history once again. Sensational comeback in the tie. Drama, emotion, decided in the dying minutes. Real survived. 2 minutes at the Bernabeu were an eternity for the Merengue team. And in the final that season, they lifted the trophy once again. The next electrifying clash was Liverpool versus Olympiacos, group stage of the Champions League 2024-2025. Liverpool needed to win by 2 goals to qualify. Fans were buzzing. Every play was decisive. Liverpool started on fire. In the first few minutes, 3 consecutive corners. One of them almost opened the scoring. Striker Barros deflected it, but pushed defender Anatolakis. Goal disallowed. Little by little, the Reds were threatening. But it was the Greek team who opened the scoring. At the 26-minute mark, Rivaldo sparked the danger. The Brazilian took off, went past 4 defenders. Defender Hypia took down the striker near the box. Perfect free kick. Rivaldo stepped up and shot with surgical precision. The wall opened up. Goalkeeper Kirkland was left frozen. The Greek team opened the scoring. Nightmare for Liverpool. Halftime. For the second half, manager Benitez made changes. Striker Pongole came on. The change was immediate. Cross from winger Kuhl at the near post. Pongole finished it. Hope reignited at Anfield. The game remained dramatic. Anfield was pulsating. At 81, the comeback came. Midfielder Nunez headed it, forcing a reflex save from keeper Nicopolidis. But striker Meller pounced on the rebound. Another goal. The scoreline inflamed the tension. 10 minutes left. Liverpool still needed a goal until the decisive moment arrived at 86. Meller headed it down for Gerrard outside the box. The number 8 arrived like a rocket and unleashed a thunderbolt. Nicopolidis dived in desperation, finding nothing. The ball hit the back of the net.
Meller, lovely cushioned header. But Gerrard! Oh, you beauty! What a head, son! What a
An absolute screamer. It was qualification for Liverpool. Gerrard as the hero. Delirium took over Anfield. The script was fulfilled. Liverpool advanced. Epic finale in the dying embers of the game. One of the most important victories in the Reds' title run that season. Another clash between the English and Greeks. This time, the national team's Greece versus England for the 2002 World Cup qualifiers. Old Trafford packed out to host a tense, scrappy game with nerves on edge. England needed at least a draw to avoid the playoffs. The English had the power of the crowd, but the Greeks weren't intimidated. The Greek team sat deep, physical, strong, relentless. Leaving little space near their own box, Beckham appeared. As only he could, he made Nicopolidis work early. With less than 7 minutes, he took a dangerous free kick, and the Greek keeper stretched to make the save. But it was Greece who opened the scoring. At the 35-minute mark, striker Angelos Charisteas capitalized on a rebound from defender Ferdinand and finished from the edge of the box. Strong, low shot to open the scoring. Goal. Greece was leading. The party in the stands turned into English worry. England couldn't create chances. The Greek defense kept blocking everything. And at 66 minutes, almost the second goal for Greece. Midfielder Karagounis advanced, dribbled past fullback Gary Neville and shot, but the keeper was there to smother it and prevent the goal. The next minute, the match seemed to turn. Beckham took a free kick from the right with total precision. Striker Teddy Sheringham appeared in the middle of the defense and headed it to equalize. Goal for England. The stadium exploded. English qualification seemed close. 1 minute of celebration, then silence. Demis Nicolaitis, Greek striker, capitalized on confusion in the box. Finished perfectly into Martin's corner. Greece was back in front. Nicopolidis was a brick wall. Every play, every English chance stopped at him. Hope seemed to be fading. Already in stoppage time. Last chance. Clash between Sheringham and defender Constantinidis. Foul given. Beckham ran to the ball. The wall advanced. Everyone expected the shot in the right corner, but he chose differently. The keeper's top corner, he shot absolute precision. The ball found the top bins. Nicopolidis off balance. Goal for England. The stadium exploded. The doubt died. Salvation came from the Stars' right foot in the final minutes.
I don't believe it. David Beckham scores the goal to take England all the way to the World Cup finals.
Beckham took England straight to the World Cup, a cinematic ending, an eternal moment. And if you watched this far, smash that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel to watch the next part of this series we are making. My name is Christian Castro, and I'll see you in the next video.